Thank you, Joe. Every good military establishment is driven by the force of its music. And I have a lot of colleagues, former schoolmates, close friends who are involved in some of the ceremonial music that occurs at places like West Point or in the 3rd Infantry, the old guard of the U.S. Army. One of the signature items that these groups have is a regimental drums. Beat the retreat, beat the attack, sound all of the various signals, similar to a trumpet or a fife, but drums have the same effect, and of course are very, very powerful. So seeing an opportunity and having quite a few very, very fine cadets capable of taking on this challenge, I hand-selected a small drum corps, and we have now formed what is known as the Battery of St. John's Northwestern Military Academy. Gentlemen. So the first piece that we're going to start with is an absolute standard when it comes to rudimental drumming. It is thought to come from an ancient reel called Rosebud Reel. But in American music, it became known as Connecticut Halftime. It dates back to somewhere in the Civil War. The composer, as many things, has been lost over time. It's usually attributed as traditional. So this is called Connecticut Halftime. You're going to recognize a lot of what you hear here if you've ever listened to an old military album or seen a movie that has some of the ancient drumming. And what I want you to listen for is the technical development over the course of the piece. You're going to hear patterns repeat and become more elaborate as they go along. So the battery will now play Connecticut Halftime. actually, because there's so many aspects of that that are so similar. You have to remember which part you're in, and then which line you're on, and what part of that line changes as it moves along. Probably the hardest thing they've learned so far this year, just to get through all of those various patterns. So, very well done, guys. The next piece is a little bit newer, so we're moving from the Civil War to the World War era, and a piece written by a gentleman known as Ed Lemley. It was written in 1934, and it was written for the U.S. Army. It is called Crazy Army. So you can see as things are progressing here, we're moving newer and newer and newer. There's some nuances in there, accenting new patterns. It's a little bit more of an aggressive piece than the prior. We're keeping the tempos down so we can manage them, but still it is quite a complex piece as we move along. We're going to finish up today with a new cadence. Cadence is what our cadets march to every single day. They march into the mess hall on a cadence. They march on the parade field later this afternoon on a cadence, and pretty much if we're moving from point A to point B, there's a drummer from the academy within one of the ensembles playing cadence to support that. So the cadence that the boys came in on was the SJNMA parade cadence, which is used most frequently by the band. And so I thought, as an opportunity for these boys to have something that is totally their own, I've actually composed a brand new piece for them. So this is the SJNMA Battery Cadence #1.